Hello everyone, welcome back to my review of Masterchef Canada Season 1, and this episode we're going to start with the auditions. We're going to start with episode 1 and 2, and we're just going to run through my initial thoughts. I'm going to bring up a picture of the cast and who the top 16 are and who's actually making it into the episodes. I'm probably going to disregard everybody else because they don't really get any edit, which sort of makes the first two episodes a bit obvious of who's going to get cast. So, let's start. So, here we have our cast. Particular standouts are Carly, Dora, Eric specifically being the youngest on the cast, Tamara being the first one to be cast, Dale, particularly in episode 2, being shown as sort of the villain of the season, which we'll get onto further down the line. Danny sort of gets a bit of an edit, but not much. But contestants like Megan and Ben don't really get a lot, but that's because they obviously don't make it very far. Brooke either isn't particularly a standout. Josh either. Even Mike, who makes it quite far into the season, seems to be just get a completely invisible edit and just doesn't sort of exist. So there isn't much to go through in these first two episodes. There's a bit of suspense in episode 2 where they do the cooking challenge to officially make the top 16, where Danny particularly at the end is, I think it's Danny and Carly are the final two to be called into the cast. And it's sort of a toss-up between, will Danny or Carly make it? And then it's like, both of them make it, which isn't a surprise because they knocked 2 out of the other cast members who they were deciding to add to the cast. So there isn't a lot to talk about in the first 2 episodes, but when I deep dive into the later ones, I will go into like who won the challenges, who was safe, how the cast interacted more. So yeah, this is just a deep dive into the initial cast. And I'll see you next episode.